Chosen one, stop scrolling. What I'm about to say is not entertainment. It is an emergency message from God. And if this found you, it is not by accident. God is saying, no, no, no. Don't you move. Don't you react. Don't you fall for this, because there is a setup waiting for you. Listen carefully. The enemy has created something that looks good, feels right, and appears aligned. But God is warning you not to make this mistake. You are being protected from something you can't yet see, and that is why God pulled you to this very moment. Your spirit is vibrating right now. If something inside you feels this message is yours, that's because God is trying to stop you before you step into a trap, disguised as a blessing. You are shifting into a season where your obedience is the only thing standing between breakthrough and heartbreak. Before we go deeper into this life-altering, God-delivered message, pause this video and do 3 things right now. Hit that like button, subscribe, so we can reach 97,000 chosen ones. Comment the number 99, not for luck, but as a prophetic act of completion, signaling to heaven that you are ready for divine clarity and protection. Chosen one, if you are truly called, you will stay until the end of this message. Your spirit already knows something is happening. God is trying to save you from a costly move. But if you're not ready to hear the truth, you won't make it to the end. For those who do, your life, your discernment, your direction will never be the same. Now, let's get into it. Right now, you may feel a surge of excitement, a sense that something miraculous is about to happen in your life. Maybe it's a sudden opportunity, a breakthrough, or a door that seems perfectly aligned. But stop. God is whispering and even shouting, no, 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 because what looks like a blessing is actually a trap. Your enemy is clever, patient, and relentless. He has been watching, waiting, and setting a snare that only you can fall into. This is not paranoia. It's divine warning. Think of it like a predator stalking its prey. It studies every movement, every desire, and every weakness to craft the perfect illusion. That promotion, that relationship, that perfect offer, it's been tailored to exploit your hopes. You might convince yourself, it's too good to be true, but it feels right, yet God sees the bigger picture. This is a moment where spiritual discernment is not optional, it's essential. Remember, God is not trying to limit you. He is protecting you from a trap that could derail years of your destiny in a single decision. The enemy thrives when we move without caution, when we are blinded by desire and excitement. Your breakthrough is close, but so is the danger. Listen to God before it's too late. Life has a way of dressing destruction in the garb of opportunity. A new friendship, a sudden windfall, or even a seemingly innocent favor can carry a hidden cost. The enemy knows that when we are eager for good things, we often let down our guard. He has mastered the art of deception, making poison look like honey. Many people have fallen for traps that appeared as blessings. They were given the perfect job, only to find themselves trapped in toxic environments. They were offered love that seemed genuine, only to discover manipulation and betrayal. The lesson is clear. Not every gift is divine, and not every opportunity is from God. Appearances are deceptive, and your heart must be vigilant. God's voice is guiding you to pause and examine. He wants you to question what feels too good, to look beyond surface-level excitement. Your breakthrough will not be delivered through shortcuts or deceit. The real blessings come with peace, confirmation, and alignment with your purpose. Trust God's timing over the lure of instant gratification. There's a reason why the trap seems perfectly designed for you, because it is. The enemy has studied your dreams, your weaknesses, and your desires. He knows exactly what will tempt you, what will make you justify stepping into danger. This is not coincidence. It's deliberate. Consider the story of Joseph in the Bible. He faced repeated temptations designed to derail his purpose. Every attempt to divert him was personal, targeting his integrity, ambition, and relationships. Like Joseph, you are under observation. Every bait, every sudden allure is aimed at distracting you from your God-given path. You must rise above desire. Pause and ask, does this opportunity align with God's promises for me? Or is it designed to trap me? Wisdom is not passive. It requires vigilance, self-control, and prayerful discernment. Remember, what you resist now could save you from heartache, loss, and spiritual devastation later. The enemy often uses urgency as a weapon. He creates pressure, deadlines, and fear of missing out, forcing you to make impulsive decisions. Act now, or it's gone, he whispers, but God is calling you to slow down. He knows that rushed decisions often lead to ruin. Think about it. Every major disaster in history, from financial collapses to broken relationships, often comes after a rushed choice made without discernment. If something feels hurried, it's worth questioning. Who is pushing this timeline, the enemy or God? God's intervention may feel frustrating, but it's protection. He is saying, not yet, stop, look carefully. When you slow down, you see the cracks, the inconsistencies, the hidden dangers. Patience is your shield. Hurry is your vulnerability. Guard your decisions as though your destiny depends on them. Because it does. When something falls into your lap and seems flawless, your heart races. Everything about it feels like an answer to prayer. But the enemy often disguises traps as miracles. That perfect offer may be designed to derail your progress, compromise your values, or pull you away from God's plan. Life is filled with lessons about hidden pitfalls. Many successful people can recount the opportunities they passed up, only to realize later that they avoided disaster. The enemy counts on your eagerness and excitement to blind you to the red flags. God's no is a blessing in disguise. Trust in His wisdom, even when it seems to contradict your desires. The false blessing will fade. God's true provision will arrive in His perfect timing. Recognize the difference and don't allow temporary temptation to steal permanent victory. Every hope, every dream, every longing you have is visible to the enemy. He watches for weaknesses, knowing where you are most vulnerable. He doesn't attack randomly. He attacks strategically. Your desires become the bait, and he is the trapper. Think of a skilled chess player who knows every move of the opponent before it happens. That is the level of awareness your enemy brings to your life. He wants to exploit your heart's deepest cravings, success, love, recognition, or security, to divert you from God's plan. God's warning is clear. Be vigilant. Examine your desires in the light of His truth. Ask, is this leading me closer to my purpose or into a trap? Prayer and discernment are your armor. Without them, temptation becomes a weapon. With them, you become untouchable. Not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. Jealousy is a silent force, often working behind the scenes to manipulate situations against you. People who envy your success, gifts, or progress may unknowingly or deliberately be part of the trap. The enemy uses jealousy as fuel. He amplifies envy, stirs conflict, and manipulates relationships to create distraction and pain. Those you trust may become conduits of delay or deception, not because they intend harm, but because spiritual forces are at play. God is urging you to be alert. Observe changes in behavior around you. Watch for subtle manipulations, whispers, or unnecessary pressure. Trust your discernment. Protect your inner circle carefully, because even small cracks can allow the enemy to creep in. Sometimes, the greatest dangers come wrapped in love and trust. Someone you care for deeply may have intentions that clash with God's plan for you. It may be a friend, a mentor, or even a family member who seems supportive but unconsciously or intentionally is part of a trap. This is where discernment becomes crucial. Notice the subtle signs: pressure to act against your intuition, encouragement of risky or unethical decisions, or inconsistent behavior. The enemy often uses familiar faces to make deception comfortable and believable. God's intervention may manifest as discomfort, doubt, or sudden clarity about someone's character. Listen, your heart senses the truth before your mind does. Protect your destiny by guarding your trust, your energy, and your decisions from those who may unknowingly mislead you. Sometimes the shift comes through disruptions, plans falling apart, technology glitching at the worst time, unexpected delays, arguments that start over nothing, or sudden emotional heaviness with no logical explanation. These disruptions are not merely bad luck, they are spiritual interference. They signal that the enemy is trying to destabilize your focus, weaken your emotional strength, and distract you long enough to lead you into the trap he prepared. When you feel unusually irritated, unusually drained, or unusually anxious, it's not random. It is evidence that something spiritual is pressing against your environment, trying to distort your clarity. God allows you to feel these disruptions as warnings, telling you, pay attention, something is not right. This is not coincidence. You must understand. Your spirit senses danger before your mind can explain it. That sudden discomfort in a room, that uneasy feeling around certain people, that heaviness when you step into a place you used to enjoy, these are spiritual alarms. When your environment shifts, it means your discernment is being activated. God is not trying to scare you, He is trying to awaken you. Don't ignore these signs. Don't explain away your intuition. Don't force comfort where your spirit feels disturbed. Environments don't shift without a cause. When God is trying to warn you, He often shakes your surroundings first, so you will stop, look around, and recognize that something is off. Your environment is speaking. Listen before you walk into something that was never meant for you. Emotions are one of the most powerful forces in the human experience, and the enemy knows that if he can get to your emotions, he can get to your decisions. This is why temptation never shows up looking dangerous. It arrives looking comforting, exciting, charming, or healing. You may meet someone who says all the right things, makes you feel seen, or fills a void you've been carrying in silence. You may feel drawn toward a situation that makes your heart beat faster because it feels like relief, like attention, like love. But remember, not every emotional pull is divine. The enemy often uses attraction, romantic, emotional, or even spiritual, to drag people off their path. Many destinies have been lost because someone followed chemistry instead of discernment. You must understand that emotional temptation isn't always about romance. Sometimes it's about validation. Sometimes it's about wanting to be chosen, wanting to be recognized, wanting to feel important. The enemy studies your emotional wounds and offers counterfeit comfort. This is why certain people suddenly appear in your life when you are lonely, tired, overwhelmed, or uncertain. This is why opportunities that appeal to your ego or insecurities show up when your guard is low. The enemy doesn't tempt you with things you don't want. He tempts you with exactly what your heart craves at its weakest moments. What feels like a connection may actually be a web. What feels like destiny may actually be a distraction. Before you allow emotions to lead you, pause and examine. Ask yourself, is this pulling me closer to purpose or pulling me into compromise? Does this person, opportunity, or situation carry God's peace or just emotional excitement? God's blessings bring clarity, not confusion. They bring stability, not chaos. They bring growth, not guilt. If something is causing you to question yourself, distance yourself from God, or move faster than wisdom allows, it is not from Him. Guard your heart fiercely, because emotional warfare is real. The enemy knows if he captures your emotions, he can hijack your destiny. But when you surrender your emotions to God, you become untouchable. Life is built on choices, and sometimes one wrong choice can take years to recover from. The enemy is not trying to ruin your day. He is trying to derail your future. His goal is to get you to make one decision that breaks your momentum, drains your strength, delays your growth, or entangles you in something difficult to escape from. Think about people who entered the wrong relationship and spent years trying to heal. Think about people who took the wrong job and spent years trying to rebuild confidence. Think about people who trusted the wrong friend and spent years repairing damage. One decision can create a ripple effect that alters the direction of your entire destiny. This is why God is slowing you down. This is why you feel hesitation, resistance, or inner conflict. God is not trying to frustrate you. He is protecting you from consequences you cannot see yet. Sometimes God will block a person, an opportunity, or a path because He knows the damage it will cause if you proceed. Even the strongest, most gifted people have been set back because they stepped into something they were never meant to touch. This is not fear. This is wisdom. God sees what's ahead, and He knows that one misstep now could cost you years of progress, peace, and purpose. Understand this deeply. Your destiny is too valuable to gamble with impulsive choices. You have fought too hard, healed from too much, and survived too many battles to lose everything over one moment of emotional blindness or impatience. Before you move, think. Before you speak, pray. Before you commit, discern. You owe it to your future self to make decisions that align with your destiny, not your desperation. God is guarding you because you matter. Your purpose matters. Your future matters. And one wrong move can have long-lasting effects, but one wise decision can change everything. When the enemy cannot stop your blessing, he tries to blind you so you cannot recognize danger. This is why confusion feels heavier lately. This is why your intuition feels off. This is why decisions that used to feel clear suddenly feel foggy. The enemy is attacking your discernment because discernment is your spiritual eyesight. If he can blur your vision, he can lead you anywhere. He wants you to overlook red flags, trust the wrong voices, misinterpret signs, or ignore your inner warnings. Spiritual blindness is one of the enemy's most effective weapons because it makes you walk confidently into destruction. Discernment becomes clouded when you are tired, emotionally overwhelmed, spiritually drained, or distracted. The enemy knows this. He waits until you're stressed, lonely, angry, or uncertain. Then he presents opportunities that feel right but are wrong. He wants you to choose based on emotion rather than revelation. He wants you to move quickly instead of